before you start anything. When working with the night cover, adding or releasing spring tension, or installing it, you must pay attention to the dot and triangle markings. When adding or releasing spring tension, the dot and triangle marking must be at the top, and the night cover must be in a horizontal position, like in the picture. If it's not done this way, the spring tension will never lock in place. Then, when installing the night cover, the dot and triangle marking must be at the bottom, like in the picture. If it's not done this way, the night cover fabric will not roll all the way up. Pro tip number 1. Mark the edge of the plastic roller with a Sharpie when the dot and triangle are lined up. This will help you easily identify when the dot and triangle are at the top and when they are at the bottom. Because temperature changes during shipping and other factors may affect the tension in the spring, pro tip number 2 is to add 3 full turns to the spring before you remove the elastics on each night cover. Ensure that the night cover is in the horizontal position and the dot and triangle marking is at the top. We are now ready to install the night cover. Begin in the left section of the 12-foot case. Remember that the dot and triangle marking must be at the bottom when installing. Start with the right end side, but only for positioning, then insert the left end of the night cover into the metal bracket. Left section of case always uses the front cutout, left side, and bottom slot, right side.
Perfecto. Then it's just gripping the lighting rig here. That's it. Once the lighting ring's gone, it'll roll all the way up.
Before we install the night cover in the middle section, let's review pro tip number 3. There are sometimes variations in the actual length between the installed brackets in the Hussmann case. Even though the variations are often only a millimeter, they can affect night cover installation. To compensate for these variations, the metal tab end on the right side of the Econofrost night cover is adjustable. You can pull the metal tab out another 1/4 of an inch to ensure it fits and secures into the slot detents on the right side of the canopy brackets. Pull out the metal tab on the right end of the night cover approximately an additional 1/4 inch. This helps to ensure the night cover properly grips and holds in the plastic slots on the right canopy bracket. We recommend you pull the metal tab out for every night cover you install. The odds are that you will need the metal tab more times than you won't. The center section of the case always uses the rear cutout and the top slot. Remember that the dot and triangle marking must be at the bottom when installing.
Perfecto.
And finally, the tech is now going to install the night cover in the right section of the case. He is also performing both Pro Tip 2 and Pro Tip 3 consecutively. Because he's adding tension to the spring, he must make sure the dot and triangle are at the top. Then 3 extra turns of the spring and lock the spring in place. He then pulls out the metal tab. Installation of the night covers in each section of the case alternates with the previous section. So, because the night cover in the left section installs into the front cutout and bottom slot, the night cover in the center section installs into the rear cutout and top slot, and here, the night cover in the right section installs the same way as the left section, the front cutout and bottom slot. Don't forget that the dot and triangle markings must be at the bottom when installing.
And voila!